start with just on your letter. November 1st comes. How's this going to look? Because the critics at City Hall have questioned whether there's any legal authority to actually do this.
The state of Texas has a multitude of laws, whether it be health laws. The transportation department can go about cleaning up all this mess. As governor of Texas, I'm not going to stand idly by while Austin allows feces on the streets of downtown. It endangers health, it endangers safety. The laws of the state of Texas give me as governor the power to make sure I keep our citizens and our residents safe. I will not allow the city of Austin to endanger the people of this state to be exposed to things like typhus and hepatitis A.
Would you have to declare an emergency or quarantine or anything like that?
Not at all. There are plenty of state statutes that fully empower me to make sure that as governor, I clean up the feces and I make Austin safe without having to declare an emergency.
In your second letter, paraphrasing here, but if the city council doesn't reverse the camping ban, state agencies would do something similar. So what does that mean? Would that mean ticketing, arresting, moving people away from many public areas that they're camping in now?
There's a lot of strategies that we can use and deploy. I'm not going to front run that in advance of City Hall taking the action they need. What I'm saying is City Hall this week better vote to restore the camping ban, to stop allowing the homeless to live a life different than other people. They are empowering the homeless to say, you have no rules that apply to your life. Use the bathroom wherever you want. That's not the way society works. And what the city of Austin is doing, they are hurting the homeless. They are exposing the homeless to greater danger as well as to greater disease by the rules that they are allowing the homeless to live by.
Some of the critics have looked at that letter and said, well, the real problem is we need to get these people into housing, and your letter really didn't hint on any housing or money for housing. What about that?
Austin has more money than they need to solve this problem. For one, the state is already providing them more than $4 million. But second, the city of Austin is tapping into their taxpayers for more than $20,000 per homeless person. If they can't get this problem fixed by spending $20,000 or more per homeless person, the problem is not the homeless. The problem is a lack of leadership in Austin, Texas.
Their argument is, listen, if you ticket people, that leads to warrants if they can't pay, and then warrants gets in the way of them getting a job or getting a home. That's their argument for why they did it. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, because I feel like the way they frame it seems to be reasonable.
It's insane the way they phrase it. I spent 3 days in Dallas, Texas the past few days, and I covered almost every area of downtown Dallas. There was not one person out camping, not one person laying on the street, no feces on the ground. They have more homeless in Dallas than they have in Austin, Texas, because they have an orderly process. They go about making sure that what's going on in downtown Austin has not taken place in downtown Dallas.
What's the long-term solution in your view?
The long-term solution is sanity, not insanity. Again, I go to other downtowns across the state, whether it be Dallas most recently, where there were no campouts, there were no people sleeping on the streets, there were no intoxicated people just lying across the sidewalk. Other cities are capable of doing this. Austin must do it also.
Did you want to send to the cities, this is not a bluff, November 1st, this all is going to happen?
The state of Texas is going to step in and do what the city should do, and that is clean up the mess that Austin's created downtown.
When I broke the news to the city, they go, gosh, that's not helping. Do you feel like they feel like you could help work together and solve this problem instead of taking a more adversarial approach? What do you say to folks like that?
2 things. They have more than enough money to solve the problems. They just need to step up and address it and show leadership. Second thing they should do is stop the hypocrisy. Why do they set one rule for the homeless to be able to roam around any place they want to, but they say, oh, no, not at City Hall? If they really care about the homeless, the first thing the city of Austin should do is to say, the City Hall is the place you should come to. Lie around City Hall, come inside as opposed to being exposed to the heat or the cold outside. Come inside City Hall. You need access to running water? Come inside City Hall, use our water, use our plumbing, sleep in our parking garage. Austin needs to stop the hypocrisy.
And then any other specifics you could give to end on what the Department of State Health Services or DPS could do and what we would see them doing?
We're going to do everything we can. We will use every state agency to clean up downtown Austin, but also all of these bridges and overpasses and underpasses to make sure that the people of Austin are going to be safe and not exposed to disease.